Voices here, voices here, voices in your head. Sausage and drip from and make it all, make your own.
Are you trying to get off a heavy opiate, whether it be heroin or pills? Have traditional rehabs not worked for you? Has the AA model not worked for you? Well, I believe I have a method that may actually work for you. And that method is harm reduction, a lost art in the addiction community. I'm going to go over two methods today, and that is Kratom and Suboxone. I'm not going to go over methadone simply because I don't know enough about it. And you may think, Courtney, you are an addiction counselor, you should know a lot about methadone. And that may be true. I do know a lot of book smarts of methadone. I know the chemistry of methadone. I know what it does to the brain. I know how it's supposed to affect people. But when it boils down to it, I don't have any personal experience with methadone. And I like to speak on stuff that I've gone through personally because I feel like I have a better understanding of how it works, because one molecule will act completely different on one person than the other. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Courtney Days. I created Cosmic Drugz. I'm an addiction counselor that believes in alternative treatment methods that you won't see in a traditional rehab setting. I'm taking to YouTube because working in the field, I'm starting to go a little crazy and I need to get my thoughts out to the world, because I got into this field because I wanted to help people. And I feel like I'm causing more harm than good working in the rehab industry. Let's talk about the pros of Suboxone first. Pro number one is if you have insurance, it's going to be free. And if not free, it's going to be very close to free. Pro number two, dosing is easier. You get it prescribed by your doctor and they tell you what they think would be the best dose for you. With Kratom, you have to measure it out and you have to make sure you have a scale if you don't buy it in capsule form. Kratom is a little more complicated because you have to do your research before you do it. There's tons of different methods in doing it. You can have capsules, you can make tea, you can smoke it. No, I'm kidding. You don't smoke Kratom. Please don't try that at home, kids. Yeah, you don't smoke it, but you do snort it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so no, you can make a tea, you can capsule it. People do toss and wash. Personally, I think toss and wash is like a sick joke that people created on Reddit to laugh at us for trying to do it. Because I've had some very bad experiences with trying to toss and wash Kratom. It was like a reenactment of the cinnamon challenge. Pro number three. See, I was going to say that you know what's in Suboxone, but right now I don't feel like I should even be saying that, because you really don't know what's in it, honestly. They can tell you everything that's in it. They can list ingredients on the box you get it in, but at the end of the day, you really don't know what's in it. And, you know, maybe you do. There's a lot of people that do believe that whatever is written on the box is in that medication, and hey, that's a great way to think. I wish I can think that way. That may even be a better way to live, because being paranoid about what Big Pharma puts into your pills is not the funnest way to live, but that's just how I'm programmed. Okay, so let's get to the pros of Kratom. Pro number one, it's a plant and you can grow it yourself. You don't have to depend on a pharmaceutical company for creating a strip or a pill, whichever Suboxone you may choose. You could grow it yourself. And yeah, if you don't grow it yourself, it can be very expensive. So that is a con of Kratom. you have to pay for it yourself. Nobody's going to pay for it for you, especially not your insurance company, because they're trying to make it illegal. I don't want to stray off too far on this video. If you would like to learn how to grow kratom, no matter where you live, let me know and maybe I'll think about making one. Pro number 2 of kratom, it's less embarrassing. For anyone that has taken Suboxone, we all know the embarrassment we feel when a family member or a friend finds like the wrapper of Suboxone, because Suboxone just isn't in a pill bottle. You can't just pop it. You have to take it out of an individually wrapped strip every time you take it. Over time, if you are not OCD about throwing everything out, you accumulate wrappers in your car, in your room, in your bathroom. Even the neatest of person slips up and you leave a Suboxone wrapper out somewhere. And it's just embarrassing for people to see that, because automatically you get judged. And I'm not saying that I ever judge anybody if I see them taking Suboxone. I 100% do not, because I'm all for harm reduction no matter which method you take. Yeah, it's just embarrassing. So kratom, it's not so embarrassing, because it's very easy just to make a tea and take a few capsules of something. You don't have the embarrassment of leaving Suboxone wrappers all over the place. So to me, that's a pro. Pro number 3 is there are different strains, so you can kind of pick and choose how you want to feel. I'm not saying that there's a popular belief that white vein gets you more stimulated or red vein makes you more relaxed. To me, that's simply not the truth. I feel like everybody's chemistry is different and different strains act differently to the individual. And when it comes down to it, it may not even be the strain. It might just be that particular batch of kratom that you get from the vendor, how they dried it, how old the tree was, where the tree was grown. All those factors come into play when you're buying kratom. So that may be a con for some people. But for some, it's kind of fun. It's like, oh, well, I'm not going to order from that vendor again. People like get attached to their particular vendors. Oh, and another pro, you're helping small businesses and you're not helping big pharma. Because kratom is not patentable, it may be patentable, I don't even know if that's true, I'm kind of just talking out of my ass. It's not in the hands of doctors just yet. So a lot of people start kratom businesses. They buy a bunch in bulk because it's cheaper to buy in bulk, and then they sell it. And you are helping small businesses. And I'm all for that. I'm all for helping small businesses and not helping big pharma. I know that's such a like pretentious thing to say, but I have a biased opinion on them from my experience in the addiction field. So I'm sorry if that comes across as biased. It's because it is. Another very big pro of kratom is you don't have to go to your doctors every week. You don't have to go to group every week. You don't have to get drug tested every month, every week. If you haven't been on Suboxone already, I'll tell you how it goes. As from an addiction counselor, this is how it went in my facility. They came in 5 days a week and they had to stay for like 5 hours. I'm not working on that particular place anymore, so I'm not sure if it was 5 hours or 6 hours, but it was some crazy amount of hours that they had to come 5 days a week for. And once you were cleared of that stage, you got bumped down to IOP, which is 3 days a week, 4 hours. And every time you came in, you would be drug tested. As the weeks went on, we would pick and choose who we would drug test. Sometimes you wouldn't be drug tested, but you got drug tested at least once a week, that's for sure. And you have to go to group, you have to sit, you have to get brainwashed. There's a lot of brainwashing going on there. And not for nothing, but there's a lot of negativity you have to sit through. The people that are there, not all of them really want help. A lot of them just bring the whole group down. Nothing pisses me off more than if I have eager clients that come in that are very eager to get clean, and there's just a Debbie Downer that brings them down. It brings their mental state down. It brings their energy down. And they lose the passion that they had for getting sober. Not even getting sober, just getting off something that may kill them. Because heroin and pills are going to kill you if you keep doing them. The only way it wouldn't is if we got rid of the drug war and all these drugs became legalized and regulated. But that's not happening anytime soon. So as an addiction counselor, my job is to make sure my clients aren't dying. A very big pro of Kratom is that you don't have to be subjected to that group therapy. I don't believe it's a good treatment model. What's the saying? All you need is one bad apple to ruin the batch. I don't know what it is, but it's very true for group therapy in my opinion. If I had to choose one over the other, I'm pretty sure you can already tell I would choose Kratom every day. But that's just my own personal choice. Everybody is different, and I will continuously say that until the day I die. There's no cookie cutter method for addiction therapy. Every single person is different, and what works for one person will not work for another, no matter how much you try. If anybody wants to get a more personalized opinion from me as a professional addiction counselor, feel free to check out my Patreon and check out the options that you have. I do want to get out my information for free to people, but at the end of the day, it's just generalized what I put out. And even though I recommend in general Kratom over Suboxone, I may meet a client that I don't believe that's true for. Everybody's different. I'm speaking for what helps me the most, and if it doesn't help you, if you don't think it's going to help you, please do other research. Do other research regardless. Don't ever depend on one source for your information on your mental health. I got into this industry because I wanted to help people. I don't feel like I'm helping people working in the addiction field professionally, employed as an addiction counselor. I feel like I can help people making videos, saying whatever I want to say, because I'm not allowed to say whatever I want to say, because if I did, I'd be fired. So if you want to support this movement and you like my shirt, my DMT shirt, and I made a bunch of other models that I think look really good on, and I made a couple mockeries of the DARE logo.
'Cause fuck them, that's why.
Let me know if you'd be interested in ever buying something like this. It was always been a passion of mine to make clothing, and I'm starting to do it. I'm just jumping in feet first because I'm sick and tired of working under these corporate assholes, to be honest. And I'm trying to live the American dream now and start my own business and start a business that I feel good about. I don't feel good when I leave work every day. And I want to start feeling good again, and by me doing this and the love that and support that everybody has been showing me, I'm starting to find the passion again. And thank you everybody so much for supporting me, and I'm so thankful to everybody that has subscribed and reached out to me and thanked me and shared their experiences with me. You are all fucking awesome. Thank you again. Please, if you want to support me in any way, at least subscribe to my channel, at least like this video, at least share it. I'm Courtney Days, and this is Cosmic Drugz.